So most of us are aware of the dangers of air pollution and some of its most common sources, smokestacks, traffic congestion. But what you may be surprised to learn is that often the biggest threats could be coming from inside your home. Joining us right now to shed some light on this is the editor of the Daily Green and author of the article, 6 Surprising Sources of Air Pollution in Your Home, Dan Shapley. Hi there, Dan.
Hi, Jackie. How are you?
I'm great. It's good to see you again.
It's great to see you.
So how serious a concern is indoor air pollution these days? Let's get right to that right now, because the 6 surprising sources of air pollution, and number 1 on that list is air purifiers. What's wrong here?
Can you imagine the air purifiers?
Hard to believe.
Yeah, so people are going out, they're concerned about the air in their home, they want to go out and get an air purifier that will help them clean the air, and yet a lot of these that are being marketed pump out ozone into your home, and they advertise this very blatantly, and they are proud of the fact. But if you talk to the American Lung Association, talk to agencies like the California Air Resources Board, they will tell you that this is the worst thing that you could do. This is the exact pollutant that we're trying to fight outdoors, and these machines are pumping it out indoors. So even the California Air Resources Board has published a buyer's beware list of products that you want to avoid. We have that published on the Daily Green. You can check it out. But these are products that you want to, there are air purifiers that may work, but ones that emit ozone are ones to avoid.
Okay, the next surprising source on your list is paint. Now, for older homes, lead paint was the issue, right?
That's right. And lead, of course, still is an issue if you have an older home, and it's a serious issue because that chipped paint, peeling paint, lead dust, children can be exposed to that, and they can lead to permanent brain damage. So that's a very serious issue. Excuse me. But what a lot of people don't realize is that new paint can also have introduced contaminants into the home, and these are called volatile organic compounds, and they can lead to a range of effects from at even small levels, and so you want to avoid them. You can look for paints that are called low VOC, volatile organic compounds, or no VOC paints, and these will, if you're buying one of these paints, then you know that it doesn't have a lot of these compounds that are going to be released into the air as you are painting. Now, if you're listening to this and you've just gone and painted a room and now you're concerned, the best thing you can do is just ventilate. Make sure you open up your windows, put on some fans, and until that smell that you're familiar with, I'm sure from painting a room, till that kind of dissipates, then you can finish ventilating when that's done.
Okay, the next one on your list, carpets.
Yeah, again, this is very similar to paints. Carpets are manufactured with a variety of materials, including glues to hold, a lot of them are held together with these glues that are made from formaldehyde. And this is a contaminant that, again, it's called off-gassing. You install the carpet as new, and then it releases these compounds into the air, and then you're exposed to them. So with carpets, the American Lung Association goes so far as to say, just don't install carpets. Go with hardwood floors, go with alternative flooring that isn't carpets. They're also concerned about the allergens and the pet dander, and things can get caught in carpet. But before that even happens, before you've even used it, it's releasing these chemicals. Now, there are alternative weaves, things that are made from natural fibers, say, that aren't used with glues, or that you can look for even a low VOC carpet, just like you look for paints. A little less common than the paints, but you can find them. So if you do want a carpet or rug, you can find alternatives that aren't going to release those gases.
All right, good to know there's some options out there. Now, we've talked about this one before, cleaning products, and we should be looking, I know, for non-toxic cleaners right now.
That's right, that's right. So this is one that people have become much more familiar with over the last couple years. But things like chlorine, of course, it has a poison symbol right on it. A lot of cleansers do. It'll tell you, that this is a hazard. And that's because they are made with chemicals that are pretty harsh. We kind of got obsessed with cleanliness in the last few decades, where we think every germ is horrendous and we have to just obliterate it. There are alternatives, though, on the market that work very well without as harsh a chemical onslaught. One thing that people often don't realize, even if they're starting to realize that some of these chemicals are harsh, these traditional chemicals in combination can be actually deadly. If you mix a chlorine-based product by accident with an acidic-based product like an ammonia, it can produce chlorine gas, and that's is something so toxic, so noxious, it's actually been used in terrorist attacks.
Wow, so much to be aware of, and Dan, you helped us get through a lot today, and I want to thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thank you for